432-6740.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Imagine a world where no one explains the rules of the game. Just go out there and do your best, kid. But your best isn't good enough. Junior Achievement is working on leveling the playing field. We need your support. Suit up. It's game time.
Visit ja.org/volunteer.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
IT projects piling up again? Managing IT can definitely be frustrating. Whether you have an in-house IT department or you manage it yourself, let Hamilton be your experts. At Hamilton, we take the frustration out of your business tech issues with managed IT solutions. We specialize in co-managed and fully managed IT. Does your business need better managed IT? Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
The first half of the high school football season in the state of Nebraska has come and gone, so we turn our attention to week 5, and we have you covered right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night as we bring you a Class B matchup here on The Ticket. It's the Creek Cardinals traveling to Lincoln to face off against the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. The Cardinals look to stay above 500 here in 2023, while the Thunderbolts look to bounce back after a disappointing loss at Bennington last week. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Aldrich Field, while we have pregame starting at 6:40 p.m. And you can hear all the action between Crete and Pius X unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in to Old School. I'm Harrison Arns here with DP on 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. We still got Jay Foreman on the line. So again, if you guys want to join the show, feel free to join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. And again, streaming Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, channel Allo 951. And Jay, do we still got you on the line here?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
All right, perfect. And then we do have some headphone issues. We'll get DP set up here shortly.
Yeah. Harrison, man.
There we go. There we go.
Not sure.
We good.
We all live in effect now.
Yes, sir. Go on and give that intro, Jay Foreman.
Old School brought to you by the Mercado. certified Piedmontese, special ingredients of Butcher Shop, 84th at Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, every type of meat and every type of cut. Giving you the intro from the car in gridlock traffic and up into the OMA. But it is another day. DP, I want to ask you, man, I was able to go back and listen to Tony White and him talk about his defense. And, you know, one thing that was a little interesting, obviously he talked about Javen Wright and talked about his role and how linebacker, you know, fit his specific role, which I think he covers up a lot of coverage deficiencies by being 6'5" and able to run and jump and all that. I wanted to ask you about his comment and when they must have asked him how he has been able to obviously take, you know, the pieces of, you know, on the defense and get them all together and play multiple people, multiple roles. And he said, hey, look, the previous staff had you know, obviously recruited a lot of guys with a lot of potential. I want to, you know, ask you what you thought about that.
Well, it's always interesting, Jay, when coaches look back and they try to avoid looking back and sending eyes and attention and energy back to previous regimes. But the reality is for the guys that had to buy in order for a new coach to sell, you have to have guys who are returning players to buy in and be your voice and to lead. It can't just be done with newcomers. There have to be folks who are willing to do it. So it was a big deal for them. And then trying to learn the skills of Javen Wright. Like, I mean, even football people look at Buddha and don't always get the full picture because, one, he's such a unique form, and then he's evolved. And I saw him Friday on the street, and Jay, he walked up, and I was like, who is this defensive end? Like, who is this defensive end, right? He looked like, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, this bro is out here growing. So to find out how he evolves and then how to coach him, this is a generational player, a second-generation Husker. His dad was in town last week as well.
Yeah.
Tony White had to sell Luke Reimer. He had to sell Nick Henrich. He had to pitch and get Ty Robinson on board in order to be his messenger in the dark corners of a locker room and on community, and then to then get his new guys to assimilate. So he's right in saying there was some talent. The cupboard wasn't empty. He just had to figure out how to make a meal with what was left. Like, it wasn't the ideal menu of food items, but he figured out how to make a meal.
Right. Yeah, I mean, as a coach, you got to be a teacher, and then obviously your analogy, you got to be a chef. A good chef will go into any kitchen and mix up something that's edible and serviceable. And I think here he was able to find some ingredients, you know, back in the cupboard that might not have been used by the previous staff or wasn't ready for that previous scheme. And, you know, you think, well, is Javen Wright? And, you know, Javen is a little bit different. I think he would have been on the field and been playing a lot. He just had some unfortunate, you know, stuff that he didn't out of his control, right? So, you know, but I think that here's the unique thing about Javen and they think of Makai Gabert, whereas, like, you know, he might have been left for dead. You know, I think came in here kind of really wasn't doing anything, wasn't even on special teams, so forth and so on. He changed his body, and then I think that changed his mindset and allowed him to have more confidence. But with Javen, you know, you weren't here, DP. You know, like, I knew him. I saw him as a freshman. My man has grown, like, you know, 2 inches since college, you know, and so I wonder if he's still growing because I can see him as an outside rush-in or like a jack position if he gets the weight room really good because, you know, he's a guy that you can really, you know, play multiple roles. And I think he can clean up a lot of mistakes that there is some up front. But the one other thing that Tony White was talking about, and he mentioned Terrence Knighton, and obviously you got to give Dvorak, you know, some credit too, to get, you know, take Bullock and kind of transform him from a special teams guy to, you know, obviously a starting linebacker, is the technique work that they've been working on, the monotonous stuff that, you know, kind of almost like, you know, the show in old, going over the steps at every position has led to this fast start by the defense. Now, look, we all know as the season goes on, it's going to get harder and harder. One, they're going to probably play better teams and better players. We mentioned him, mentioned a few in the crossover with Strick and Nick, but then also there's going to be coaches that have some tape on you, but that doesn't mean that you're still not, exceeding expectations and still having the same standards. So, and put his stamp on this team so far, and I'm really interested to see how it goes moving forward, because it only can grow, right? And it only can be, infectious. And, a leader is a leader in whether, people like it or not. And that's it. Some people have it, some people don't. Whether you call him E.F. Hutton or you just say guys that just, command the room or demand the, attention. You don't have to be the loudest guy in the room to be the leader. You don't. Tony White has shown you that. But when he talks and he's teaching you, you definitely listen. His voice and his ability to articulate to different types of people, right? Different types of players. Whether he's talking to Ty Robinson, what he needs, or Nash, what he needs from up front, Nick, Heinrich, Luke Reimer, Bullock, or Javen Wright, or anybody, or Omar Brown, anybody. He's able to teach multitude of ways. That's why the defense has been so successful so far. So I thought it was really interesting, his input on it, and it's commendable. Also, is that when you have success, you got some coaches that just want to, will accumulate it. Talk about the scheme and all that. He gave props to the previous staff, and that's having some, humility, but then also respect for the previous staff. I would say they did some good things, but I think sometimes, there were some other factors that stopped a lot of the assistant coaches from, doing their job, and, for Tony White to come in and recognize that, that lets you know what he's really made of.
Yeah, I've been on the Tony White train. For guys that I would like to coach with, the guys I'd like to play for, that I've been loud about that. Just I thought that he communicated in a way that was so unique in this space, and to the young people who had already been in the program, to have a Tony White come in with not only a plan for action, but a plan for how he was going to use his words. Like he's specific, he's detailed, and he's mission based. And I think he's a difference maker. Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. Good defensive players would like to play for Tony White.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple, and you kind of you get what you eat what you kill, and that's what you want, and he's going to put you in a position to make plays. He's also teaching these guys how to play as a team, and the play entry that these guys have. The funny thing is everybody's thinking like, I'm sure some guys have gotten faster, right? And obviously they look like they're a little bit leaner, but when you are playing team defense and everybody's knowing what everybody else is doing, you just look a lot faster, and so that's what they're going to have to lean on here, coming out against Louisiana Tech. And, Matt Rule has talked about, he wants them, he's going to keep pushing these guys because, to be honest with you, they've done some good things. There's a lot more for these guys still to accomplish. We got to be able to, increase our pass rush numbers. And it's not just sacks. It's on the quarterback. Get them off their landing spot. Get them out of the pocket. Force them into bad throws. We need more turnovers. And so we need more hands on the ball, right? We need more second and third hits, right? So that's where the fumbles come from. And second and third hits, that'll lead to fumble recovery. So there's still plenty for these guys to do if they, obviously take the mindset to do so. But, I just felt like I wanted to, get your opinion on Tony White and what he was saying. The other thing I want to ask you guys, before we go to break, or actually we got a few more minutes, is when you look at the big landscape of college football and take Colorado out of it, right, or whatever, and you see other teams, you mentioned Oregon State and all these other teams, you see UCLA and Chip Kelly changing the way he's kind of went from that kind of razzmatazz to be more physical, right? You've seen that the game changed. You see even like a team like Arizona, the way that they play. They came in, Jed Fish a couple of years ago came in and he was primarily, kind of like a RPO kind of spread, but now they're trying to be more of line them up and punch you in the face. Do you in your projection, do you see more teams going to a more physical approach because it's such an oddity right now, and they know they can gain an advantage because most teams don't practice physical. You know what I mean? Which is weird because you're playing the ultimate gladiator and combat sport, but it's kind of went away from that. But you see teams slowly but surely creeping back towards that. Do you think that's a trend, or it's just going to be based on the individual coach and the team that they're coaching?
DP, I'm going to go ahead and let you stew on that one a little bit because we do got to go ahead and throw it to break. But before we do so, we do want to shout out Allo. Again, Jay Foreman brought to you by the Allo VIP line, where we understand the importance of exceptional service with the local heart. So again, shout out to Allo for all they do. We'll stew on that question. This is Old School with DP and Jay. We'll throw it to break here and catch you guys on the other side.
You're listening to Old School with DP and Jay. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierDW.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. At Ascend Aesthetics, they understand that you want results and you want them fast. That's why they've developed the fastest weight loss and body toning programs that are clinically proven to shed extra fat, boost muscle mass, and tighten skin without having to spend hours at the gym. Reveal your leaner physique, ignite your testosterone levels, and boost your energy with personalized plans tailored to your goals. Learn more at slimdowne.com or call 402-480-6680. Ascend Aesthetics, where transformation begins.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
The first half of the high school football season in the state of Nebraska has come and gone, so we turn our attention to week 5, and we have you covered right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night as we bring you a Class B matchup here on The Ticket. It's the Creek Cardinals traveling to Lincoln to face off against the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. The Cardinals look to stay above 500 here in 2023, while the Thunderbolts look to bounce back after a disappointing loss at Bennington last week. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Aldrich Field, while we have pregame starting at 6:40 p.m. And you can hear all the action between Crete and Pius X unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Old School. I'm Harrison Arns running the 1s and 2s. We got Jay Foreman on the line and DP hosting as always. Again, you guys want to join the show, 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, in Allo Channel 951. Before we went to break, though, Jay, you posed a question kind of asking about the physicality. Real quick, rephrase that one more time and we'll dive into it here.
Well, I want to, you pick your guys' brain and you think the physicality of the teams that have been winning national championships has inspired maybe the lower level teams. And obviously Matt Rule is trying to bring that approach back to Nebraska. Obviously it doesn't happen overnight, but you think that maybe it's influenced the change of college football to get back more to a old school mentality of lining up, knock people off the ball, and shorten the game. Obviously with the, obviously the play clock challenges as well. Play into that, with the changing of the rules.
Yeah, Jay, we would always say that the deeper the team, the more physical it could play, because it had trust in if I injured somebody or got somebody beat up, I had a replacement. When there's shallow on the depth chart, then you're more inclined to protect the players that you have. Your star players get preferential treatment. Your quarterbacks become less touchable. That means your defensive line pass rush, you take half a second off every rep because they're not trying to get home, they're trying to get near, and those things affect. If you're a thud defensive practice group, you're different than a wrap and stop defensive team. Like if you're being physical at practice, it translates. That usually requires depth, right? Because you don't want physicality. You don't want Jay Foreman beating up on Nick Sainer. Like you don't. Like you don't want that. So I think depth has a lot to do with it, and the better teams have better depth.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just one of those things that, is very interesting, because when you talk about a team like Oregon State and you study that their coach, that's exactly what he's done to lessen the gap. I mean, even DP, one of your home town favorite teams, Utah, that's what they have done, and they have made they've made essentially USC cap out I don't know how many different times. And so when you think about it, I'm not sure what their depth issues are, but I know one thing: that approach allows you to not surprise teams, but beat teams down late in the season. And I think that's what Matt Rule is trying to do. But I think you're going to start to see more teams go to that mentality. Because look at even Chip Kelly, the guy that was the quote unquote godfather of the spread, right? he's even lining up and trying to punch people in the mouth and trying to, win the line of scrimmage and recruit different. And because I think it's easier to play that way, whereas before it was easier to play spread because of the lack of offensive linemen and to be able to, hang with the Nebraskas and stuff like that. But with the inability to cut block, and really that eliminates the ability to get out on the edges. Therefore, the, talent gap or athletic ability gap from the offensive line that Nebraska always, I felt like, had an advantage, be able to run and cut and get out there is lessened. So now you got to be able to get up in somebody's face and move them off the ball. So I just want to know what you guys thought about that, because obviously coming down the stretch here, out in 2 weeks, you're going to meet a team that Nebraska's definitely striving to be like, to try to emulate, because, when you think about Michigan, right, what did they do? They went and said, you know what, we're going to not try to be Ohio State. We're actually going to go be the best version of us and get so good at being physical, it's actually going to allow us to be explosive and blow teams out down the stretch. So,
Jay, how much
college football might be changing?
Yeah, Jay, how much of that is personality type of the players being recruited? Like that Utah, the ones you mentioned, Utah, UCLA, USC, Oregon, there's a finite Pacific Island vibe where they bring in physical young people who embraced fully the idea and concept of just running through people no matter who it is. And then if you go to different pockets of the country, you get different types of athletes. And then you're either beholden to that population or you're expanded by it. Like either you're limited by it or you're expanded by it. I think that's a big part of it as well.
It is. I mean, that's you gotta understand what you're getting into, where they're from. I mean, obviously you're a product of your environment, but I'm also a big, I'm a big advocate for athletes that will adapt their environment. So, Jay Foreman leaving in 1998 is a different one that came in 1994, and the ability to be physical and what was really physical and what wasn't. So, I think it's, you get them in an environment, teach them the ABCs and all that stuff, and then you let them go from there. So I think it's a little bit of both. But if you don't have the culture, and we mentioned it yesterday, the championship mentality that has you operate as a champion before you become a champion, and you have to be physical before you become physical. That means you have to work hard in the weight room. It's just everything that you do. And then it just goes out on the football field. And then you see it on, Saturdays or Sundays or whenever your favorite teams are playing. So I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think it's definitely a choice to, adapt to those places. But I also think, though, it's also made it not a choice by those coaches in the culture, right? So just imagine going to Utah, or I remember, hearing a Wisconsin player talking about telling a recruit, like, this is what we do, right? Same with them in Georgia, or when, back when I was in Nebraska. The guys that didn't make it generally are the guys that made a conscious decision not to do it. So I think it's a little bit of both. You got to be, steadfast in what you do. And then also you got to be willing to implement it, whether it is jettisoning players and making it so that they stick out like a sore thumb, or, I guess helping players become, a part of your program.
Yeah. No, it's there.
Yep, absolutely. And we got to go to our last break of the first hour. We'll have one more hour after that. This is Old School with DP. We got Jay on the line. And again, sponsored by the Mercados, 402-464-5685. Keep commenting. We'll read them as they come in. We'll throw it to break and catch you guys in a little bit.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Bure's Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The first half of the high school football season in the state of Nebraska has come and gone, so we turn our attention to Week 5, and we have you covered right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night as we bring you a Class B matchup here on The Ticket. It's the Creek Cardinals traveling to Lincoln to face off against the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. The Cardinals look to stay above 500 here in 2023, while the Thunderbolts look to bounce back after a disappointing loss at Bennington last week. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Aldrich Field, while we have pregame starting at 6:40 p.m. And you can hear all the action between Crete and Pius X unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
All right, it's lunchtime. Where should we go today?
How about Qdoba? We can get free queso and chips with an entree purchase.
Whoa, how'd you know about that?
It's in the campus cash booklet that we got for free to start the school year. The student marketplace. You didn't get yours?
I'd better go grab mine now.
You'd better stop at the College of Hair Design too. Your hair is getting long. $8 haircut with the campus cash book.
What about my friends who are out of college?
They can download the Campus Cash app for free and get great deals too. From Pizza Hut, Juice Stop, Craft Axe Throwing, and tons more.
Campus Cash, the student marketplace. Find your free booklet on campus or download the Campus Cash app.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Blecker and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador online at prg-ne.com.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben sandwich or the Prime Rib French dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looks like we lost Jay. Nonetheless, though, we still got a short segment here. This is Old School, again, brought to you by Mercados. You want to join the show, 402-464-5685. We'll get Jay back here, no problem, but we got a little bit of time here left. And again, if you guys want to comment on YouTube, feel free to do so. We do have Jim. He does have a question. He is just curious, how do we see the quarterback situation turning out? Do you expect to see, and we'll go in this one real short, who do we expect to see starting? And then possibly who do we expect to see finishing? And I'm kind of in the boat that I think with Matt Rule, we'll probably see Jeff Sims roll out there, just kind of the way he's handled his quarterbacks through Temple and Baylor. He's been willing to kind of roll those guys out there. But DP, do you kind of have any thoughts on who starts that one?
Yeah, I don't know why people would expect. I mean, the rules have been pretty profound in that you don't lose your job via injury. And you can say you weren't playing well before the injury, but okay. So whatever they decide to do in this particular case, we'll be fine with. We kind of know what we're getting. I do want to say that you can't compare. It's not apples to apples. Playing against Colorado, a top 20 team in the country, and Minnesota, a top 20 team in the country, versus playing Northern Illinois
on the road too. You got to throw both of those
hostile
environments on the road.
It's not the same. So from a coaching standpoint, you want to see what it can be. If you told me that, okay, he went, 18 for 24 for 200 bills. Okay. Okay. 14 to 24 for 1.5. Okay. So whoever they listen, this is another identity weekend. We don't know who anybody is in full yet. So you're still searching. And you'll find out more against Louisiana Tech. And we can have some fun talking about who Louisiana Tech is. But Louisiana Tech is not Colorado or Minnesota. They're just not.
Yeah, I'm right there with you too. And again, I think with this game, it is. I know it's Nebraska and you're not guaranteeing wins, but you have Michigan right after. So if you're going to give Sims, you want to put him out there as a confidence builder. He kind of got to see from the sideline too last week watching Harburg. But again, I don't think he necessarily won the job, but he definitely gave himself a shot down the road.
Well, he accomplished the mission, which
he did what he needed to do,
which is win a game. And if you decided to go with Harburg, it shouldn't matter. To me, it's a whole lot of popcorn. It's substance to fill yourself and occupy yourself with, but it doesn't have nutritional value because you still have to fix. You have to determine that you've lost 2 of your top 3 running backs. Your receivers have not produced at a level that you're satisfied with. Your offensive line has not worked at a level that you're satisfied with. And then you're going to rely on your defense.
Yeah.
So listen, for the focus on it, okay, cool, because that's what people talk about with quarterbacks. But the reality is you have other things that you need to fix soon. And this is a good week for it. Louisiana Tech, while they will be a challenge and it will be competitive, should be a great opportunity to find out more about your team.
What is real quick, last question before we get out of here. What is one question with this Nebraska football team that you hope to be answered at the end of the game?
Can you block? Can you block?
Yeah, because they started off slow against Northern Illinois. Got better in the second half. Obviously, Ethan Piper had that huge one that went over social media, but it's pretty inconsistent, especially early on.
Can you be dominant against a team that does not defend the run well? They don't defend. Louisiana Tech doesn't defend the run. You watch their game film. It's a whole lot of open space. This is some real wild west, wide open spaces. It's an opportunity to get right for Grant to become the player that looked like the he did in the first weeks last year on his way to 900 plus yards. That's what you're hoping, and then you get some flash that Emmett looks a little bit like a Power 5 running back, and that whoever plays quarterback doesn't give the ball away. And that those are still the rules, and that's always the rule. That's the rule for Harburg. And you don't get to exclude a fumble because somebody else missed a block. You didn't exclude the miscalculations on the Sims ones, so don't do it on Harburg. It's apples to apple. Rarely let it play out.
I'm with there. And again, I kind of have the same questions. And obviously with Anthony Grant, he did have that big run towards the end there. But a lot of that, again, it was a resurgence game for Anthony Grant. But he kind of looks at how the offensive line, he didn't get touched about 7 yards up the field on that one in the end zone. So we need more of that. And again, against LA Tech, that's kind of going to be the game plan that should fit into what Matt Rule wants to do, what he's been saying he wants to do. We'll throw it to break here. This is Old School. We'll meet you guys in the second hour right after the break.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Imagine a world where no one explains the rules of the game. Just go out there and do your best, kid. But your best isn't good enough. Junior Achievement is working on leveling the playing field. We need your support. Suit up. It's game time.
Visit ja.org/volunteer.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
IT projects piling up again? Managing IT can definitely be frustrating. Whether you have an in-house IT department or you manage it yourself, let Hamilton be your experts. At Hamilton, we take the frustration out of your business tech issues with managed IT solutions. We specialize in co-managed and fully managed IT. Does your business need better managed IT? Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
The first half of the high school football season in the state of Nebraska has come and gone, so we turn our attention to Week 5, and we have you covered right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night as we bring you a Class B matchup here on The Ticket. It's the Creek Cardinals traveling to Lincoln to face off against the Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius X. The Cardinals look to stay above 500 here in 2023, while the Thunderbolts look to bounce back after a disappointing loss at Bennington last week. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Aldrich Field, while we have pregame starting at 6:40 p.m. And you can hear all the action between Crete and Pius X unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Old School. It's just me and DP finishing up things as Jay's getting on his flight. We got a full hour here, so again, if you guys want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. We talked a little bit about the Louisiana Tech game, what we kind of wanted to see, just to be in a question that's eliminated. I've been watching Husker football. You know, I always talk about I got down here in 2018, and I really haven't had a season home opener where I didn't leave the game with more questions. And that's just kind of been an unfortunate pattern. So again, hopefully for this one, that can get resolved. And obviously, win against Northern Illinois definitely helped resolve some of those questions. We do have one from the text line from Augie. It says, DP, do you think it will matter who the QB is if the receivers continue to be disappointing? Leadership hasn't been shown quite yet.
Well, I mean, so a couple of things, and OG, we'll get you to you, bro. One, I want to shout out to Mercado, Certified Piedmontese. For doing what they do for us. And then I also want to issue a challenge. Of course, we have the mill, and tomorrow at we see you. We see you. Yeah. Throw the boats. Tomorrow, for what we're doing, tomorrow all day, we will have a box, a raffle box, for you to come in and put your either business cards or you can fill out the form and put it in there. And at end of day, 5 o'clock tomorrow, we will give out 2 tickets to the Husker game Saturday. Today, that was supposed to be done, and they failed miserably at doing so. So what I want to do is there's an hour, and now we're downtown. We're literally downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell me what works best for you. Do we want a handmade sign? Like, give me the tickets. Do we want the best sign outside the studio?
We're trying to get this tonight.
Yeah, because we have the pair.
We
of
got
tickets.
an hour.
We have an hour to give away tickets.
Yeah, let's do best sign. I like that.
Like best sign that shows up. You literally have to walk up to the window, and the best sign in the next 45 minutes will get a pair of tickets to see the Huskers this week.
Mm-hmm. And we've had some good ones already.
And then tomorrow, all day at the mill, you can just come in. When you order your coffee, you can put your name in the raffle for tickets for this Saturday's game. And we'll do that each day this week. So we'll give away those tickets. So a lot in it. And then I do want to announce the thing that we are working with the mill on an NIL deal for our student athletes. So the student athletes who do shows with us, they've created these two drinks, these two flavored drinks that anytime they're bought, profits from that drink will go to our student athletes. Also, if you were hanging out last night at 9:00, you got introduced to some of the student athletes from Doane.
Mm-hmm.
We will do that again tonight at 9:00, just to give folks an introduction to it. We're calling it the Doane Sports Project, to give them an opportunity for the kids to be heard, for them to be known. We're also working on that for Nebraska Wesleyan as well. And then I do want to put this thing in play, right? That weeknights at 11 p.m., right? That nobody's doing Nebraska sports nightly, like in a sports center vibe. Literally just reporting and recapping the day in sports for Nebraska, specifically for the Huskers. And in talking to the staff, I needed somebody to step up and say, okay, you know what? I'll be the eyes and ears of Nebraska sports nightly. And it'll close the day, and it'll be the last word, sort of, the last voice. And it turns out that person is Jake Bockover. So Bach's going to be here 11 to midnight, sitting here at the corner of 11th and O. And he'll just be recapping, whether you're coming from games, like if you went to a high school game, you'll be able to call Bach. If you're going to a Husker game, you'll be able to call Bach. Or you can stop by the window and wave and let us know how it worked. It's a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a Nebraska Wesleyan project, student athlete project, where we introduce some of those athletes. And we have one of the best already working with Bella, being a national champion sprinter herself.
And a Photoshop expert.
Right,
give her that
right.
one.
Wonderful, right? That we put that to work. So there's a lot of new projects. I can tell you next week, there'll be a ton of new shows. I'll go through some of those, and you guys can tell me whether you're excited about it or not. But here's the thing. Weekdays from 6 to 7, I'm on Green. Monday through Friday. 6 to 7. 7 to 8 every day, weekday. Good morning, Pearson.
That's a hell of a one, too.
Right? We know, right, that you're going to go from whether it's Adam Carricker, whether it's Rashawn Jackson, Black Shirt, AD, Sipple, Bill Bush, etc. Then you're going to roll in the afternoon through Nick and Rico to Eric Strickland, Hall of Famer, to Jay Foreman, Hall of Famer, to Amon Green, Hall of Famer. And shout out to Amon Green, who was put up as a modern era nominee for the NFL Hall of Fame yesterday. Then to DeMornay Pierce-Chanel. Then each night we've got some of those. So you've got Speed and Power on Monday for the 8 o'clock hour. You've got Sam Hoiberg at that 8 o'clock hour. You've got teammates at the 8 o'clock hour that we're going to push. Then you've got at 8 o'clock on a Thursday. I believe that's soccer.
Okay,
no. Actually, soccer is on Tuesday night at 9.
Okay.
Right.
I'm learning this too for the listeners.
Right,
this is good.
Right. Well, that's why we're putting it in place.
Yeah,
So,
it's going to be a full show.
Rocky Russo's show is back in 2 weeks.
Okay, that's awesome.
For the Stars. And then all of the shows, the Heart of a Husker, that 2-hour show is still going to be rolling. So we'll put that in. You'll have, of course, the Wide World of Raf. You'll have,
Attitude
Corner
over
3,
everything. Talk facts,
right?
A lot of it.
And then Saturday, in the usual pregame and postgame, of course, we'll have high school sports on Friday night, and then we'll have 2 shows to close out the night with whether it be Doane or Bach. And then Saturdays, of course, and this Saturday with 2:30 kickoff, we will start the pregame show probably at 12 noon. But that's after the Leva hour. That's after it's a full line of shows, and then the esports folks can come in during the game and do theirs. So I think they're from 3 to 5 or 2:30 to 5. Then the postgame show, we'll flip that a little bit in that Jay and Nick will do the first hour. Jay and I will do the second hour. And then we'll kind of extend it and roll through. And then we'll have shows after that on Saturday night. Like, and again, we'll run all the shows that we don't normally get to throughout the course of the week. And then Sundays from early morning to late night. I do want to say to Nico from track, he's been doing these little snippets that you found on social media,
awesome.
right? And he's been doing 5 a week. And so what we'll do is you'll sit in with him and he will just kind of preview all the interviews and we'll run them. And it's him with student athletes from the University of Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And
those
then,
are all up on our YouTube page if you want to check him out and get a sneak peek. But I've listened to a few of them. He's an excellent interviewer.
It's really good. He did some last night from the second studio here. He brought in some girls from the track team. And then he will do an hour with athletes. So he'll bring in the athletes Sunday afternoon. So right after the breeze, it'll be Nico on Sundays to take us through. Of course, you got Husker Recap with Tom Stevens and Mike Melby. Then you've got all these shows. We have new soccer shows. We have some other projects that we're working on, which is really cool as well. Of course, Sam Hoiberg and Jeffrey Grace from basketball. Lloyd's in London on Sunday.
Lincoln, not London.
Lloyd's in Lincoln. Why do I want to do Lloyd's of London? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Shows all along. And the bowling show, we just committed to that will be the closer on Sunday, 10 o'clock. They'll go from 10 to 11, and then we'll figure out. I think we may be able to have somebody kind of cover that 11 to midnight. So it's a full run. And we're not that far away from being 24 hours a day of just content. I can tell you this. We were offered the Nuggets, the NBA world champion, Denver Nuggets, and the Stanley Cup champion, Colorado Avalanche. And I asked on air, okay, what would Husker fans, what would Lincoln fans prefer? Do you want, like we did that with the Royals, and of course that we'll ride with that. But I asked about the NFL, and they said they'd rather have local programming, so we're sticking to it. And then I asked about, well, do you want the NBA champions on air? And they said, no, we'd rather have local. So that's what we're going to do. Like, think about the ticket being able to, the little ticket, like little ticket, being able to say no to 2 world champions who technically are in their region, right? I mean, that's kind of the thing. If this is what, like, what have we done? That now we're saying no to the ticket said no to the Denver Nuggets.
Shout out to the listeners too,
right?
Because they've been a part of this whole ride in the field with us.
Well, this is what we're trying to do, right?
Josh and Davey, I do want to shout out DP. How are you ever going to sleep?
what is the thing you speak of? What is the sleep thing that you speak of? Disc golf, Jake. Yeah, the NIA love. There's so many great stories, and we're going to podcast the one from last night that we did with Doan. And then tonight's we'll go live at 9, and then we'll have different athletes as well.
Yep. And we'll have the official Doan. We're going with the Doan Sport Project, Doan Athlete Project.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have that podcast. So you'll be able to catch yesterday's and today's show, and we'll have that all podcast tonight if you want to go back and catch it all.
Trav, look, man. He says if we turn down the Bengals, I'll stop listening. Look, no. Look, if I can turn down the Commanders and the Panthers, guess what? The Bengals can be turned down too. I turned down the Cowboys for crying out loud.
Yeah, well, I mean the Cowboys, that one I got no problems with.
Right,
that.
like, well, literally, I rather enjoy turning them down. Like, And he's Earthquake says goes to show we're not a pro sports town. I think it's a thing, but would I rather be able to present Doan, Wesleyan, Husker athletes over the Nuggets? And that's really what it came down to.
What we learned last night, Doan had a woman wrestler, who was part of the Olympics.
Yeah, one of the best in the world. One of the best in the world.
And I had never heard of it at all.
One of the best in the world. And I was just like, well, okay. And listen, we're going to do some NIL deals. So all the folks that support small colleges, small universities, we're going to do NIL for these programs because it's the same struggle. As a matter of fact, Nebraska student athletes have more perks and resources than the smaller schools.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah, and we got to hear that
Right.
last night. It's
But
pretty
we'll
clear.
we'll tell those stories. And so we'll set it up so if folks want to donate to those programs, they'll be able to do that as well. Like they mentioned that, for another, $300 a month that they could actually eat an athlete's
Yeah, that was my
nutritional diet. Like, wow.
That was my favorite part. Is you kind of posed the question for these donor athletes, like how much money, and they're like 100, 200, 300.
I mean,
low numbers.
So the
Low
target,
numbers.
the range would be between 600 and 900 for Doan.
Mhm.
And we're going to raise it. We're absolutely going to raise it. Like there's zero chance we're not going to raise that money. Same for Wesley, like the student athletes. We're going to do that. And then we're going to raise money for the Husker athletes who do shows with us. And we've got some really big projects. So yeah, if there are ways for you to donate and to commit, that's what we're going to do. Pecan Pie, how about Morningside Athletics? What about it? Like what could we do?
I'd have to figure more out about Morningside. The
Right?
Morningside that I'm familiar with is there's one that I was close to, but that's in Yankton.
Right. I mean, but if you tell us what we can do
Mm-hmm.
or what you would like to do, there are ways to do it. Like if there's a sport that you want covered on the ticket, there's a way to get it done. I mean, we elevated what we were doing in a stipend to each student athlete. So we reset the standard for that. So nobody is doing a show for us for free. So there's that. That costs money.
Mhm.
And in case you didn't notice, there's a new building going on with all new stuff. So while I'm willing to reinvest profits back into the space, the student athletes, there's a way to help them. Y'all can donate. Like that's easy. There's a way to it. What up, DP? Just wanted to let you know that you inspire me. Man, look, stop. Y'all better go ahead. I'm out here. Listen, y'all are the reason, like they do. I don't know if the listeners know, but this is what, like, I was this, like in the day back in DC, I would listen to sports radio. And literally, like, you got like 2 hours a day. That was it. Like, there was no, like, it wasn't all day sports radio. That didn't exist.
And you
back
couldn't
then.
just go back and listen to the podcast.
No, and there's no podcast.
Yeah, you had to catch it live.
And there's no computer. So you couldn't go and find, you got what was on local radio unless it was piped in. Unless it was piped in. And, you know,
I'm happy not to be part of that era.
right? Like, I mean, it's all there.
And yes, Sanderson, we do have a new building on the text line. Come and check it out on 11th and O Corner. And again, it's super awesome. If you guys haven't checked it out, just do a walk by, grab yourself some coffee. Currently, they are closing at 5, but you come here any earlier during the day, you can always get yourself a nice cup of coffee as well. Yeah, if I just keep reading these comments, you might shed a tear here, DP. But again, it is cool to kind of. My favorite part of this is that the listeners. I feel like the listeners have all kind of caught on to and watching the growth of the ticket. And they're a big part of it. Because they got to listen, they got to support the content, they got to like it, they got to share it. And the numbers across the board on social media, like it just keeps going up. So, and that's a huge part that you guys got to like what we're doing. And the feedback, I will say this, I feel like we have one of the more vocal group of listeners that I really do think that, because they just comment on just about everything. And it's a lot of positivity. If they disagree, it's most of the time, it's never too negative. Obviously there's a few bad eggs everywhere. But again, it's just super awesome to kind of have everyone in this, as the ticket just keeps growing. And like you said, about to be 24/7 here shortly.
Well, to be able to engage, right? To engage, to hear the listeners, like to be able to read their comments, to let them know that they're heard, which is a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're lucky. I mean, there's a big responsibility with this microphone and with these cameras, right? That you're allowing a big part of the growth of the ticket was that Eric Strickland had no voice in sports in Nebraska, in Lincoln.
A lot of them did.
Jay Foreman didn't have the full voice. Rashawn Jackson was not heard.
Well, a lot of people didn't even know where these guys were.
Farley,
right in the backyard.
Right, AD, one of the great national speakers. Right, that on a national level, companies bring in AD to spread, and they pay big money for the knowledge and the love and the care and the insight that AD gives away on these airways every day. And so I said, you need amplification. You need a place that you can come and share the news. Raph and all of his stories, and Jake and Sipple and Bill Bush. I mean, think about it. That Bill Bush, after the chaos that was, Bill Bush, like, okay, I'll just come hang out and tell stories all day. Thank you, kind sir. Greatly appreciate it. I mean, look, a buddy of mine pointed out, he goes, wait a minute, you have the best team. I've got a team with Hall of Famers on it and the future. Like, that's what it is. And so as a sports fan, to give you access to the people that, one, to the student athletes, to let student athletes be heard, to let the parents be proud of them, let the communities that they come from be proud of them, to allow this community to be proud of them, that ultimately that's why we're fanatics of the sports that we're fanatics about. And so this is what we're doing. But you think about it, like, as you said, Morning Star and Concordia and Wesleyan, I'm an open, this is an open door. Like, if there is a fan base that isn't being addressed, and I love the text who said, well, maybe we can talk a little more NHL. Look, I'm a Caps dude. I'm all like, okay, getting me to talk hockey, I'm all in.
And we do have Rocky Russo when we do get the Lincoln Stars show back. They dive into
the
NHL,
NHL,
so
right?
So
at any point, any week of the year, you can get any NHL talk. You can get hockey talk. Any week of the year, you can get UFC talk. We've got a UFC show coming. As a matter of fact, now we've got another. We're going to bring on Ben Bleicher.
Oh, really?
Right, and allow him to go, because he's a fanatic, right?
I'm about it.
But
That'd be awesome.
he's got the ability to come on and share insight on people who are buying homes, building homes, to know what actually have those resources. And oh, by the way, he's a sports fan. Like, he loves the Huskers in full, right? So if you have a company, you want to listen, we're not excluding anybody. If you have a company that if you have a company, you need to market it. You need to advertise. And quite frankly, you market your company better than we do. So, okay, it's an open door. Like, whatever your budget is, whatever the space that you're working in, we have something for you. We custom advertising packages on a daily, sometimes hourly basis to make it work for people. And you can come in and you go, you know what? If you like the swimming and diving program, or you've got a daughter that's a gymnast, or a son that's a baseball player, or whatever it is, and you want to support it, there's a way. I mean, look, we're working on a killer softball show. As a matter of fact, we're working on 2. So we had Ava Breadwell and McKinley Malika last year. We're trying to get them back. We're also going to try to get another softball show. Baseball show, Kyle Perry will be back in a couple of weeks.
We are getting Kyle Perry
back.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, to get Kyle back and whoever he brings with him.
Yeah, because he's fantastic.
Right. And then we may even expand, talk to Mark Manning. I'm going to get him down here the next day or two to talk about a wrestling show. He's ready.
Good, because the wrestling, they need some more spotlight
for
the program that he's built at Nebraska.
Top 5 in the nation program that gets no love.
As one of the greatest wrestlers to go through that program in history.
Right. And he's always around, always around it. Right. So there's so much stuff that we can do and that we're going to do. And then we're just organizing it as well. And then there's some additional podcast content that we're going to allow people to do and that we're going to have here. So we've got some really cool things happening, and this is the spot. So again, if you want tickets, I'm going to offer this. If you want tickets, whoever brings down the best sign and flashes it in the window, we'll get a pair of tickets. You can do that tonight.
And we do have one coming from Omaha City. He's going about 120 miles an hour. We want you to come here in one piece. So be sure to get here in one piece.
Yeah, please do. Girls soccer, the show will be on, I believe it's Tuesday night. It is, I'm actually excited. Sammy Houck and Sarah Weber.
Okay, nice.
Right? I mean, yeah. And they're so good. They're talented.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you kind of know these athletes and they seem like nice people, but there really hasn't been any sort of way to figure out their personality unless you want to go to the, Husker Athletics bio, which is great, but obviously you're not getting that long form conversation. And before we go to break here, this kind of illustrates the point. that you've been making, and this whole station, I feel like it's a big purpose of it. A man named Ashley chimed in. He said, all I knew about Farley before he was on these airwaves was that he was the guy on a Husker poster thumbtacked to my wall as a kid. And, that's just kind of, you have all these favorite athletes, and you just don't ever really learn anything about them because they just haven't had the voice up until now. So again, we'll talk more about
it. Let me get Travis. Travis says,
go for it.
What about more local high school sports coverage? Okay. Let me give you this. First of all, we have high school football every Friday night, and we carry it all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Sunday morning show with scholars and athletes from Lincoln Public Schools in the surrounding area. We have an open door policy with high school coaches and to be able to come in and bring their athletes in and tell their story. We literally carried every state basketball tournament, boys and girls, for the last 2 years. We broadcast high school basketball games, men and women, all year round. We actually broadcasted baseball last year here on the ticket. If you want more, wow. But you know what? If you want more, we'll try to give you more. We know how to talk.
Absolutely. With that being said, we'll throw it to break here again. This is Old School. I'm Harrison. That's DP, brought to you by Mercados. We'll throw it to break and catch you guys on the other side.
America's been around since 1776. That's nothing. America's still just learning how to party. The Irish? The Irish have been doing it for thousands of years. Party the Irish way at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket. They've got your favorite Irish beers on tap, along with all the locals and domestics. Plus great house cocktails, a huge selection of Irish whiskey, and the best Irish pub food in town. See the full menu and list of specials online at mckinneyspub.com, or just head down there. McKinney's Irish Pub at 7th and P in the Haymarket.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal cars come in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
If your home water doesn't taste right, look right, or smell right, just call Bryant for the solution to your water problem. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Happy. This week's specials through September 26th are $2 off grass-finished 6-ounce fillets. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget there are 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today, the best meat in town.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Member FDIC.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, but it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Old School again. I am Harrison Arns running the ones and twos. We got the host, as always, DP in here studio with us. And again, Jay Foreman is catching a flight right now, so he will not be on for the rest of the show. But nonetheless, you guys are still free to join in. 402-464-5685. Streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo, channel 951. So again, plenty of ways to put a face to the voice if you want to do so. And I do want to shout out someone listening from McCook. Let me pull up the name here. And it is cool, especially with the new cameras here now. It makes everything so much better. Ted Hilker, watching from McCook area, loves seeing the city and listening to 93.7 The Ticket. And again, it is awesome, especially with the cameras. I'll tell you, for my sake, it's a lot better looking at more than 10 pixels.
yeah, it's a little different. I mean, all of the hosts are in better moods because now we get sunlight.
Yeah,
like we actually get sunlight, and we've got the picture window. We've got literally a picture window to downtown Lincoln, and we get to see the people all day. We get to see the weather. I know that it's breezy outside right now. I can watch the leaves and the trees blow, and it's pretty amazing to watch. We had a great day here. Again, shout out to Chef Bob Haney from Heavenly Waffles, who came in and fed everybody this morning. And if y'all missed out, it was free.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was free. He hooked it up. He'll be here every Wednesday. I think he'll start charging, but today he did it for free. And I was like, all right, Chef Bob, well done. Again, Charlie Colon from Chick-fil-A South Point, he came down, hooked us up. We eat the mill coffee all day until 5 o'clock. Come on through. Texter asked the question, hey guys, if we're ever downtown, what are the chances of being able to meet some of us?
100%.
100%. We're literally here. Like, that's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point was engagement. There are 70 seats inside, and I think by next Monday, we'll have 70 seats outside.
That's what I'm hearing is the outdoor area.
Right? So you have patio, you have
we'll have TVs on the outdoor area?
Yeah, we're working on all this stuff, right? And that you can come in, and the mill has, it's so good. So Granita is the drink that it's my new favorite beverage, and it's like a slushy, coffee, vanilla slushy.
See, that's the problem. I think for me that's like a caffeine shot because it's too damn good.
Like chocolate.
Like I can drink that.
It's like chocolate milk. It's so good. So we had Heavenly Waffles and then Granitas today, and everybody did their thing. So you can come by. And then the other thing is, again, if you want tickets, we've got 2 tickets for the Husker game Saturday. Put a sign on the window, and we can make it work for you. So OG asked the question. I want to be sure I got to it because rightfully so. He said, "I just wanted to hear your opinion. It doesn't matter who quarterback 1 is. The receivers still don't show much, and there's no clear leadership on either end." He also says, "Love what you do and continue to do for this town and the sports fans." 100% fist bump. Here's the thing. Because football is such a team concept, it's so connected and so interwoven, and in a confined space. So talent matters, athletic ability matters, but the reality is you have to be able to execute plans that include everybody. And the running game, the quarterback, again, the best running back on the Huskers for the first 3 games has been the quarterback. And that can't be ideal. That happens. There are times when, hey, it's Tommy Frazier. Okay. Eric Crouch, a little different. Tim Tebow. There are times when it's different. But it's not ideal. Now, you make it work, whatever way it is, but ultimately 11 offensive players and 11 defensive players in a confined space on a line of scrimmage. The real X factor value is being able to stretch the field vertically. Like as a cornerback and a safety, you know what your greatest fear is? Somebody running by you. And I'll take the chance that you run the ball and stay in front of me rather than playing up close and allowing you to get behind me. But it requires a quarterback to be able to make that throw on a consistent and effective basis. So quarterback 1 matters, but it also matters who the other 10 players that he's lined up with. Does the center think like the quarterback? Does he see the defensive scheme the same way the quarterback sees it or the same way that the offensive coordinator sees it? The running back who's standing up, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when the running backs played with their hand in the dirt. Right now, the running backs get to see because they're part of the pass pro. Right? And they have to get into sequence. So they need to see what the quarterback sees. Hey, man, I see where your Sam is, but you're 1 short on the right side. So being a good teammate, I better get there. Well, that answers this week's question because we now know that once you get into the depth chart of the running back room, some of those running backs are working off cards. They don't know the pass pros by heart. Right? And we saw that when those pass pros aren't picked up effectively, turnovers happen. Effectiveness, hits on the quarterback happen. So it matters who the quarterback is because sometimes he can see what the coordinators want him to see. He may see something that even the coordinator missed. Hey, coach, like it looks like they're in cover 2, but they're really not. They're in cover 3. They're just hiding it really well. Or they're going in the quarters under. Okay, well, he better see it. There's what happens after the play. After the play call, coaches will call the play and put the scheme in effect. But when you're out live, those quarterbacks and receivers and defensive backs have to be able to, 1, identify the changes that happen and then make decisions on the fly. And that's where Nebraska quarterbacks are having difficulty making decisions because you can say, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna key Billy Kemp here. And I'm going to put him in the slot, and then I'm going to put him in motion." So, 1, it identifies who the defensive back is in coverage, and it'll create some space. Like, that's what you do with the motion guy in the slot, right? But Kemp has to be on the same thought wave with whatever quarterback it is because he may think he's got the advantage inside leverage. And so the quarterback may say, "Nope, it looks like he's over the top. He's going to break this thing to the left." And it looks bad because you weren't in the same mind. The leadership is getting in the same thought, calling the plays, having the same thought. So it does matter who QB1 is, but it also matters who the left tackle is. It matters who the center is. It matters who the single back is. It matters who the tight ends are because quite frankly, tight ends can tidy up a lot of mistakes and a lot of mess. Right? So it does matter. And this week, again, you now have a quarterback, whoever it is, that will have Anthony Grant behind him, who went through a full season last year. But this is the first game where he may have to carry the ball 20 times. Hadn't done that this year.
Which I'd imagine that's going to be the game plan, right? Just kind of getting the feel of how Matt Rule is looking at this team. Definitely wants to kind of build that identity where they're leaning on you in the fourth quarter. But as you said,
you haven't done that.
Doesn't look good when Heinrich Haarberg, is your leading. I know there's maybe like 5.
Well, Jeff
QB
Sims led them.
sneaks, but
Jeff Sims led them.
Mm-hmm.
Then Haarberg led them.
That's my biggest kind of concern with the offense.
Like, it's a real thing that's in play.
Like, have you ever seen a pro style where your quarterback is running the ball more than your running backs?
Well, I mean, unless you're Baltimore.
Yeah, but
RG3, there's some quarterbacks who did it. There's some quarterbacks who did it, and it's a threat and it's a problem, right? Mahomes' mobility is probably, his innovation and his mobility are underrated. But those are the things that keep defensive coordinators from sleeping well at night, is the fact that his mobility gets him in and out of trouble. So your plan of attack, he's able to counterattack where you're coming from. The rules, again, quality quarterback play is, if I feel pressure from up the middle, then that is now open space defensively, and I can go to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You feel pressure, throw the pressure. But then the ability to make those throws through closed windows is also often, okay, I'm going to step to the side, but I could be stepping right into the lane that my guard is blocking in with a big 6'4" defensive tackle with his paws up in the air, taking away that throwing window. Mahomes has the ability to throw around it.
Yeah, he's just got mechanics that no one's ever seen before.
Right? Well, we've seen him before. We've seen him. I mean, look, I'm old enough to remember, Frank Tarkenton, Randall Cunningham. Like, there are guys who played this style of play. He's not the first.
Okay.
He's not the first. Stop it. No, he's not. There are guys who played that game. As a matter of fact, Joe Theismann was one of those guys who played. I mean, again, this is a quarterback who returned punts in the NFL, for crying out loud. And remember, like, through the windows that are there, smaller quarterbacks tend to be there. There are a lot of quarterbacks who were baseball players before they became quarterbacks, or as they were quarterbacks, and they throw through angles and they throw through windows. So that's what I mean. Brett Favre. Brett Favre was the king of throwing through it. Warren Moon threw through windows, different windows at different angles. There have been a ton of quarterbacks. What's different now is that with the frequency that Mahomes does it, and the fact that he's purposeful and that he's got a Hall of Fame tight end that he can go to and rely on. You saw he looked different when Kelsey's not on the field.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You kind of talked about the players they have to be on the same wavelength. You hear it all the time. Kelsey doesn't necessarily even run routes.
No.
He just feeds off of where Mahomes wants him to be. And again, super impressive there. But we got to go ahead and throw it to our next break. Again, This is Old School, brought to you by Mercados. And again, you want to join the show, 402-464-5685. You guys have been great so far. We'll throw it to our last break here. And after that, we'll have teammates. So be sure to stick around for that one. We'll catch you guys in a little bit.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havel. This week's specials through September 26th are $2 off grass-finished 6-ounce fillets. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
An energy tip from LES. Schedule a furnace or heat pump check to ensure your heating system runs at its peak efficiency before winter arrives. Learn more easy ways to save at les.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
If your home water doesn't taste right, look right, or smell right, just call Bryant for the solution to your water problem. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Our Remington Homes has really expanded and taken off in the last 5 years.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. You can select your options. We give you a lot of choices. By selecting certain floor plans, they're just easier to build. And you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Old School again. I'm Harrison Arns wearing the ones and twos. We got the host as always, DP, no J, as he's connecting to his flight. Right, I'm sure he's actually up in the air right now. So again, if you guys want to join the show, we got a little bit of time here left, and there's still a little bit of time. And in terms of the tickets, DP during teammates, if you leave those behind, are we just gonna be able to?
I will leave them behind.
Okay. So again, if you can't quite get here, I'm talking to Ashley here. Please don't go 120 miles an hour. Take your time during teammates. If you get down there and you have your sign, I will surely make sure you get a hold of those tickets.
Disc Golf Jake said he's on the way.
Well, maybe he does got to hit 120.
No, do not just come tomorrow if it's that deep. It's that deep. But literally the first sign over the course of the next few bits. But, you have the opportunity. That's kind of where we are.
Absolutely.
He said he was coming. So I don't know. I don't know. I will be here through teammates. And then Raph is coming in from 7 to 8. And then who's 8 to 9?
AD.
AD's from 8
He might
to
be
9.
streaming it. You can imagine with AD.
Yeah.
He's got a crazy travel schedule.
And then 9
looks
to
like
10
we got
zone.
some winners.
There
walking
we
in
go.
front of the window.
Put the fan cam up. It says DP trying to win. Yeah.
We got a winner.
Outstanding.
Right there.
Wonderful. That's exceptional. So let's clip that. And
Yep.
We'll get that done, right? We'll get that done. Well done, brother. Well done. Good stuff around.
What's been the best fan interaction through the window so far? That one's pretty cute right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We can leave that one on the stream. That's pretty good. Like you much rather just see that than what we got going on in the studio. We had like the fan engagement for game day and for post game, pre and post game was exceptional. The folks that came out for Fitness Fanatics Sunday morning was exceptional. It was just exceptional. They had lawn chairs out here.
Oh yeah, I was laughing. The one girl just Harry Potter.
Yeah,
she was dressed up as Harry Potter, but that was my favorite one.
So I would imagine like this is, and then of course we had a couple of Husker cars come by and do that, and then again post game. Again, it was a night game, 6 o'clock game. So a lot of beverages had been in play. Several fans decided that they were going to exhibit assets. And we were joking throughout the course of the week, like which show would be the first show to get mooned, right? We thought it would be the morning show 100%. Not sure if that's happened, but I'm positive it has. And then we would show the fan cam. So we would point up. So the fan cam points out to the street. So again, anytime you want to make a sign and come out here to fan cam, look at Dad. Proud Dad's taking pictures. Well done. And we got some footballs. We got some stuff that we got some headbands that we'll give to the young man. But, we would point to the camera like, okay, this is being streamed. So like, if you do it, and they were like, yeah, sure. We'll flash. No worries.
Yeah,
and then the funny thing was Sunday, we had to wipe the glass. There's a phrase, pressed ham. And you had to wipe the window clean. So it's always good that folks are driving by and doing their thing. It's always exceptional to see the folks, but this is part of why we decided to do it. And then folks who are turning.
I don't want to. I think I saw another sign coming around the corner.
Right.
So we might have one more here before we
Let's
throw it to break.
Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, unless it's just a man carrying cardboard sign somewhere else.
No,
which would be surprising.
I'm actually open to the idea, depending on the quality of the sign. Right? They've got literally.
It was Wingstop. False alarm.
Okay.
We got Wingstop behind us.
That's not a bad thing either.
No, that one will definitely
open that door real quick. We're going to share that with the folks and teammates and let them know. Swing that microphone there.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh no, let me say thank you properly, right? Let me say thank you. Introduce yourself.
Robert Hart with Wingstop.
Hey, listen, Robert, thank you, brother. I appreciate that what you're doing and taking care of the folks and teammates. It's exceptional what you do in this.
Great program to sponsor.
Yeah,
probably one of the best.
Yep, you 100%. I'm a teammate myself, so
really?
Yeah. My little man's out at Northwest, Lincoln Northwest. So every week I'm out there, and I got lucky. He's a quality young man. So
we need to come up with some more support
Yeah, well, that's the plan. That's literally what we're doing over the course of the next hour. We'll pump it up and get more folks involved.
Okay. All right.
So
Sounds great.
we can do that. Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
All right, Harrison, well done, kind sir. Thank you for what you do. I know Teammates Mentoring Hour comes up next. We got a full night for you here on 937 The Ticket. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take care of you, and then we'll give away more tickets tomorrow. Here's the deal. You got to come in, put your name in the box all day here at the mill. Anybody that buys coffee, your name goes in the box, and we will give away the next pair of tickets tomorrow during Old School 5 o'clock.
Yep, and it'll save you about, I think tickets are anywhere in the upper 70s right now. Even there, so then save you some good money there.
Yep.
Easy to do so. Get some coffee while you're at it. But this is it for Old School. We will see you guys tomorrow. We got Teammates up next.
Power. Usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Power Combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner,